All right, Duff Daddies and Duff Mamas. We have a very, very special guest for you this week. Michael Mitnick. You may know him as That Golf Grind on TikTok. Amazing following. Holy moly. 241,000 followers, 50,000 followers on Instagram as well. And the biggest thing he's doing, revolutionizing the way we think about online golf with his incredible 15 seconds and 30-second helpful tips. Taught me how to chip on multiple occasions. Still trying to get the slice out, Michael. That may take a bit, but please welcome on Michael Mitnick, boys. Welcome on to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys, for having me. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So the first question we usually ask everyone, what got you into the game of golf?
Yeah, so I grew up playing golf at a pretty young age, and started with my grandfather. Took me to the driving range, and I played like kind of every sport under the sun, mostly baseball throughout middle school. And then when seventh grade came around, I was like, I'm kind of tired of baseball, and always had golf in the back pocket. So I was like, let me just switch things up, do like an individual sport. So took up golf competitively from there. Played competitively end of middle school, throughout high school. Was getting recruited, did some national tournaments. I'm currently at the Ohio State University. I'm not on the actual team, on the club team, but yeah, just golf's kind of been surrounded my entire life, and it's a great game and something I look forward to continue doing until we're in the ground one day. So we're enjoying it.
What position do you play in baseball?
I was pitcher and like middle infield, shortstop.
Yeah, you definitely can't pitch for a lifetime. You can play golf for a lifetime though.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's great. That's great. One of my favorite things, and the reason why I first ended up following you, and you were one of my first follows on TikTok, was the day in the life of the caddy stuff. I thought that was so cool, just going in as someone who used to caddy as well, God knows how many years ago. What was kind of what was your vibe behind that? Just, hey, I'm going into work anyways, I might as well record it.
Yeah, so I'm actually like really excited to continue that again in the summer. I'll be caddying in the summer again, but I caddy at a pretty nice club in New Jersey, Galway National. And I was like, man, like most people when they go out to the course, they're not, taking a caddy. And it's kind of like the opposite side of things. Whereas like we kind of like the analytical minds, and we're lugging the bags, and something cool that I tried to incorporate in there at the end of each video was like on my Apple Watch, I would track it as a walk. And then you would kind of see like where I'm walking across the entire course. It was like 7 miles or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it kind of gives people like an insight to that part of the game, because some people are like, oh, the caddies just hand them the clubs and, trudge along. But I'm actually really looking forward to picking that up when I'm done this semester and going back home and starting to caddy again. And honestly, I think I'm going to start incorporating more like point of view type of things. So we have like little cut throughs in the course where I'll pop out my phone and like, do a little like 3-second vlog and be like, this is what's going on or whatever. And like some of the days where it's like 95 degrees and at my club, we have to wear like the full like master's jumpsuit. So those things
saw
have,
that. I can't believe it.
Those things have like zero breathability in the summer. So it's pretty bad. So I think incorporating some of that stuff, and yeah, I thought that was just a cool thing for people to see.
One of the cool parts I thought too was you always had, when you were getting out, you always had the almonds and the banana. And it was always like, which is more key to the survival on the course those days, the almonds or the banana?
Yeah. So like a lot of my friends will like know me as like the guy who brings so many snacks to the course. And now that I think about it, that's another stereotype I have to do, because it's actually me, because my bag is filled with like nuts, goldfish, peanut butter crackers, like anything to like get me through the round. And when I caddy, like I shove those things in my pocket. Like my pockets are filled at the beginning of the round with like all these snacks, and then by the end of the round they're gone. And if I didn't have those snacks get me through the round sometimes when it gets slow out there.
You handing any of those out like candy to your members that you're caddying for, or are you eating all of them?
I mean, so at my club, we're lucky enough where there's snack stands out there for the people, so they get their fair share. I get my share of that stuff too, but that's mostly the personal collection there.
That's great. That's great.
Now, I first of all, right off the bat, knew I was gonna like you. You're a baseball guy. Baseball is like, my first love watching baseball. Then picked up golf, and mostly playing with my brother, my dad, my cousins, including Michael, and now Brendan. And but another thing, I caddied for a very brief period of time, and for that brief period of time, I had some stories. Tell me do you have any cool, funny stories? Any cool stories? Have you caddied for anyone, memorable or notable? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a couple of stories I can kind of brush over, but there's a few like famous people that have come through my club. I haven't had the privilege to caddy for any of them, but just to name drop a few people like John Daly, Mark Wahlberg, some other like celebrities. They come through because Atlantic City, New Jersey is like a big gambling town. A lot of these guys will come and go to the casinos. But I caddy for the ShopRite LPGA Pro-Am every year. And so I carry the bags for the amateurs, and it's pretty cool because we actually are able to talk with the pros and their caddies and just kind of get that insight, which is really, really cool. But the one pro in my group was the number one in the world at the time, Sung-Young Park, and like insane player, just like robotic. It's insane actually. But usually when I tell the people that I'm caddying for that I play golf, they're like, oh, let's see it. Like, here's a club, hit the shot. And they play like scramble format. So they dropped one in the middle of fairway for me, got my caddy bib on, dropped the clubs, and I hit it closer than the pro. And she gave me this look. Like, she was like, she didn't, not much English, but she did not look very happy. So that was a pretty cool experience there. Another kind of embarrassing experience that, it happens. But so at the end of the round, I was caddying for these guys. He had gone to he left the clubs on the cart, and he must have unstrapped the bag to the cart. And so I'm like, all right, I'll take these around. I drove away. The bag comes tipping down. His driver just snaps. Like,
Oh
straight off.
no.
And I'm like, he just handed me like money. He just like paid me, or like, I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, do you want this back? He's like, no big deal. Like, I was going to get a new one anyway. But that was just like, that was like a heart dropping moment. Cause I was like, I just caddied really well for these people. And like his driver just broke. I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
But yeah, there's always stuff that happens each round. Like usually it takes them a good 2-3 holes to trust me on their reads, and they'll hit a couple that I tell them, all right, 2 balls outside right, and they're like, all right, I don't see that. They'll like hit it left. They're like, oh, you were right, and it'll take them a few holes. But yeah, I love it, honestly. Just to be even more surrounded by the game is pretty awesome.
You probably did him a favor. He was probably ready to get a new driver, like you said. He's probably just waiting for that right moment to say, I'm going to pull the trigger.
You've seen that happen too. Like, I mean, you probably see that happen like a couple times this summer, like 4 or 5 times where guy just drives away, bag comes flying off the back. Never do you see the driver break or any club break. It's all, it usually stays intact. The fact that's terrible luck.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
What a nice guy, though. He just said, nah, keep it. I mean, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah. For sure, man. One of the
Do you
really cool things. Oh, sorry, Deb, go ahead.
So just before we skip over, it's in Atlantic City, you said?
Yeah, so it's like right outside Atlantic City, New Jersey. We're kind of like on the marsh. So it's really pretty cool course.
I'm familiar with the area a little bit. I lived in Ventnor for a few months, but
Ventnor? You lived in Ventnor?
Yeah, for like I don't know, just a few months. But yeah, so have you ever heard of a course called Twisted Dune or something like that? Mm-hmm. Twisted Dune. I played there once.
Played there a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were to go down there, just out of a whim, where would you recommend playing? Just I'll write it down and put it in a pocket and try to remember it.
So yeah, I mean, Southern New Jersey's actually got a pretty nice courses. Public courses, you got Seaview. That's where they got the LPGA ShopRite Classic. They have two courses, the Bay and Pines. The Bay is where they have the ShopRite event. It's usually in decent shape. It's pretty cool. Usually windy. Then you got Atlantic City Country Club, which is semi-private. That's the birthplace of the birdie. That's where they came up with that term, the birdie. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of on the marsh there. You got Twisted Dunes, pretty cool course. Not like a typical track. And then another really cool course is McCullough's Emerald Links. It's on that same road as Twisted Dune. It used to be an old dump. They built a golf course on top of the dump. So it's like got crazy elevated tee shots, cool undulations. So that's a cool course there too.
Very cool. All right, I wrote them down.
That's unreal. Oh man, now we got to ask that for everyone. Tim, way to go! We set precedent. No, I'm kidding. One of the coolest, Instagram reels and TikTok things I saw was when you were caddying for that guy that had an XXIO club.
Yeah.
Like, number one, I don't think they exist. Like, this is a conspiracy theory I have. I don't think XXIOs are actually real. Like, I know Ernie Els has them, and I know that he's in all of their commercials, and it's supposed to be the elite of the elite. I don't think they're real. I just don't, and you'll never see it at PGA Tour Superstore, that's for sure. But what was it like kind of having like that type of club in your hand and being like, this is the most ridiculously expensive club I've ever seen in my life?
Yeah. So with that, it was funny enough, XXIO was doing a demo day at my club, which was like unheard of. Cause like you said, you don't see these clubs anywhere besides those like fancy commercials. They put those like cool filters on and like B-roll and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they did a demo day. So that actually wasn't his club. He was demoing it for the round. They let him take him out for the round. But so like, it's a pretty high end club and they were getting people buying these things. Like something I learned from the fitter that was with them, I was talking with them. So they're like $800 for the driver, but over in Japan, they're like, each club is like 3,500. They'll pay like times 5 multiple per club in Japan, just because how popular golf is in Japan, and they're willing to pay like so much money. But yeah, they're meant for like slower swing speeds, so like seniors and stuff. And it was like a little weird just carrying around that club. I've had a couple like Circle T putters and stuff, but it's weird to like find those clubs.
It was absolutely insane. Like I remember seeing that, and I'm like, that dude is either the richest guy in the world that Michael's caddying for, or he like got this somewhere out of nowhere, like it was a gift or not a hand-me-down, but like a gift or something. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, that absolutely ridiculous. And you're right, literally every commercial I see is like champagne, beautiful cars, Ernie Els sitting, and then like XXIO driver. What?
Now, did you get to hit it?
I didn't hit it. Honestly, I'd probably break the shaft because it's so light and it's like a noodle. They're like for really slow swing speeds, and like these things are really light and whippy. It was pretty crazy.
That's insane, man. I just can't believe. Again, I'm a conspiracy theorist on the XXIOs. I don't think they're real. I don't think they're real.
Yeah.
Man. Dude, big fan of the series that it only made it up to 13 feet, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the putting 1 foot every once a day or something like that, increasing it. I think I started looking at it on day, like, it pops up on your For You page. I think it was at like day 3 or 4. I was like, oh, I can't wait. I hope he makes up to 50 feet. How far did you think that would end up going?
So that's another funny story. So that whole series is one that I did actually a year ago, and I made it up to 100 feet. So if you scroll way down in my TikTok page, you'll find every single one. You have to go way down though. You'll find like every single, I think once I hit 70, I went by tens because it was getting ridiculous. So I reposted some of that stuff because I was like, all right, I have a bigger following now. Like maybe some people will enjoy it. It wasn't doing the best, and it was kind of some filler stuff anyway, because with school it's tough to film sometimes. But no, I actually did I did every single one up to 70 at least, and then I went 80, 90, and 100, I believe. So I completed the challenge for
You
sure.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
I remember that because I'm looking. I remember very vaguely. I commented on day 3 or 4, not this one, this time around. So you guys go and do your thing. I gotta look this up. But that's cool, man. To
Yeah.
make it that 100-foot putt, that's incredible. Good for you.
You're dedicated to this, man. You're good for you.
Yeah.
We're talking off air about how it's supposed to snow in Ohio, and he's got to get to the range tomorrow to put out some content. Like, what's your like goal? Like, keep it going. Obviously, just keep expanding. Like, do you have any ideas? Obviously, just personal, but like kind of share that side of things. I'm sure you're so young. You got a lot of room for just continuing what you're doing and having fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys want to hear like kind of everything, how it came up and started?
Yeah, man.
So I can go through that. So like it started back in 2018. I started that golf grind on Instagram with my buddy. There was a big snowstorm in New Jersey. I have a picture of him coming to my house, walking down my cul-de-sac because his dad couldn't drive down my cul-de-sac. There was so much snow. He was walking with like 2 wedges and some foam balls. We're like, all right, let's just start filming some like trick shots in my basement or whatever. And then I came up with the name, That Golf Grind. I think it's a pretty good name now. It's a pretty good name.
Fantastic name.
But
Quite a name.
yeah, it's a good name. But yeah, so we started filming some trick shots, just like hitting foam balls across my basement into cups and stuff. Posted them on the account. I think after we did it pretty consistently, maybe posted a couple times a week. Then like something big happened where we got like reposted on SportsCenter's Instagram and they got like 10 million followers. That happened, and then it happened again. And then I was at home, had the golf channel on my TV, and I see like me on there, like they're showing my trick shot or whatever. So like some crazy stuff happened like that. Literally had like Fox News on, and they're like talking about the president or whatever. They're like, to end the night, we're going to show a golf trick shot. And it's literally like me doing like a stupid trick shot in my basement. I'm like, what is going on here?
Was this early too? Like just when you started kind of,
yeah. So this was
not like you had tried for years and years and years and never, this was like kind of quick.
This was early. So that stuff happened. I might have the timing a little off, but at least after we posted on SportsCenter a couple of times, we got reached out by the Steve Harvey show, and they wanted to fly us out to LA and go on the Steve Harvey show and meet Steve Harvey and like interview. Sure. Yeah, just like routine stuff.
Why not?
So
right?
Routine stuff.
Yeah. So we got on a plane like a month later, flew out to LA. I was in California for like 24 hours. We filmed the segment with Steve Harvey. This was 2018. So I'm 19 now, almost 20. I was 15. So it's on YouTube. There's a little blackmail of me on there, but my young self, we did like a trick shot on there. I think it was like our Jenga trick shot where we hit Jenga blocks out of the tower with like a foam ball. So we did that on
by yourself?
the show. What was that?
You go by yourself?
I went, me, my buddy, and both of our moms came.
I was gonna say my mom or dad would have been right there.
Yeah.
I'm like 15. Like, did you pay? You that young? You probably didn't pay for anything because your parents were there. But it was like everything was paid for. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. So then we came back from that, a little like 5 seconds of fame at my school or whatever, and then the account kind of started dying off a little bit on Instagram. I believe had like 4,500 followers, and then like kind of school got picked up a little bit. It died off, and then when COVID came around, the account was down to like 1,000 followers, so it was like 3,500 followers. And I was like, man, like this was fun. Like I just personally enjoy taking the camera out, just filming golf, just because I just like that. And I was like, hey, James, like my buddy that I started with, like, do you care if I just like take this and like do it myself? He's like, no problem. He wasn't like as interested in it as I was. So I saw TikTok. I saw TikTok as like a cool opportunity. Then I started like reposting some of my trick shots on TikTok. They were doing okay. Actually, the one first viral video was my friend falling out of a golf cart. It had like 3 million views, but they were doing okay. And then I saw like golf instruction, how I could give like a unique eye into it. Since I'm a good golfer, worked with a number of PGA pros, I can kind of simplify the game a little bit for these people in 10, 15 seconds, give them a tip. And that's kind of where I saw it take off. TikTok, hit 100,000 and then now 200,000. And then I was like, man, I want to start building, on Instagram a little bit, just to kind of diversify. So I just started reposting some stuff on there, editing it on Instagram, and kind of built up a decent following on there. And that's kind of where I am now.
That's awesome, man.
Just to think we were going to get through the whole interview and not hear about you going on Steve Harvey. We were right there and very close to not hearing about that. Lead with that. Incredible.
Steve Harvey is already one of the most peculiar and interesting human beings like in the world. So I can imagine being like 6 feet away from, or not even 6 feet, just like talking to him. Like it must have been absolutely insane.
Yeah. And he's like a huge golf guy too. That's why their person reached out to us. And like after we filmed our segment and aired, we were featured on like his favorite guests recap show, because I think that show is discontinued now. I don't think he does that show anymore. He does like a million shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he like really liked us, and he just likes golf in general too.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's Ohio State doing that's gonna make you take this even further? How's that going? Do you like it? Like, are you studying for anything that's relevant to golf, or is it just kind of two different worlds?
Yeah, so I'm doing finance right now. I'm a big business guy. I like numbers and that kind of thing. So
relevant to golf. Golf is very expensive. Very relevant to golf.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, finance, not the most interesting of classes, but it all builds on it, especially now since the social media stuff is turning a little bit more into a business. So, it's relevant for sure.
Absolutely. 100%. No, and that'll definitely help you out. I know when I was in college, I was an econ, way back when I was an econ major. And Mike, you were sports management, right?
I was, yes.
Oh,
Tim,
I don't.
It's just like
Tim, I know you had like 17,000 different majors at Marquette, and then when you came back here, you switched back up. So I don't remember, to be honest with you. Oh man, but
Brendan, is that a college quarter zip?
This is coastal Carolina. So since we've been down here, everyone says you have to be a Gamecocks fan or you have to be a Clemson fan, and I really hate Clemson. And I really do not like Clemson. And then I, didn't warm up to the Gamecocks. So Coastal Carolina started getting nasty at football. So we're just like, hey, we're Chanticleers fans. Like, we'll just go with that. They run that crazy inverted veer offense. And to be honest, it's a very, very cool. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
you got the Hanukkah.
Got hat. The Hanukkah hat. Yes, we do.
But I was trying to get to, Brendan went to Villanova, Michael, and Providence college basketball team is on a tear right now, on an absolute tear. They're 17-18-2, just beat Marquette. So we're coming for Villanova, Brendan. You watch out. You watch out, kid.
I Nova stinks this year, so it's cool. They don't stink.
They never stink.
But yeah, Michael, literally my mother bought this for me for Christmas. She's like, I know you like Travis Matthews. And I like, this is a nice hat. It'll go nice with you. And if you can tell, there's actually, it's very much a Hanukkah hat. It's very much a Hanukkah. I was like, okay, Mom, we're not Jewish, but that's all right. So that was super fun. So now I have a lovely Hanukkah Travis Matthews hat, which is very, very comfortable.
There you go.
Exactly. So obviously a couple of different areas on TikTok that you've been doing great at. One of them we talked about was the caddy, the day in the life of a caddy. My favorite one personally is the golf stereotypes. So just kind of wondering how you came up with that. Were you just kind of one day seeing your buddy and he took 7 practice swings and you were like, stereotype?
Yeah, so I grew up like watching like Dude Perfect and stuff, and I saw they did like some cool stereotype stuff. So I was like, and they did a golf stereotype video, but I was like, there's so many more things that like if you just sat like on the back porch of a country club and just observed, and like you're like, man, like what are these people doing? And like it's just because you play golf. So there's just a ton of funny things that when they'll see my videos, they'll be like, I didn't even realize I did that, but like I do it and now I can't stop thinking about it. So I just think it's my whole like goal and like the stuff that does well and like just to make everything relatable. Like the relatable content is the stuff that it does super well. You get like really good engagement. You're able to reach the audience, and you just honestly it helps grow the game more because it's exposing people who might not play golf and say, wow, like I relate to this, like, and look, he has golf, so maybe I'll try it. Just trying to grow the game a little bit.
All right. No, 2 questions to branch off of that one. To branch right off of that. Self-awareness right there. Which golf stereotype are you? And which one of those stereotypes really grind your gears on the golf course? Like if your buddy's doing that, then which one really just, ticks you off?
So the one that like makes me upset and mad is the person, I just posted it today actually on my Instagram. The guy takes too many practice swings. It's just ridiculous, especially when I'm caddying and I'm trying to keep up pace of play. And this guy has been like triple and quadding every hole, and he's just like going through this full routine. I'm like, dude, just hit the ball, man. Like we're all here just to slap it around a little bit. So that one definitely grinds my gears a little bit. As far as myself, I haven't posted yet. Like I was saying earlier, it's got to be the food guy. I mean, even if some guys like my buddies will be like, I'm hungry. Like I'll be like, I got extra peanut butter crackers if you want them. Like I just am loaded up on the food, and I definitely need to post that because I think some other people might have like a full pantry in the golf bag also.
Love that. Good.
Absolutely. If you had to guess for one of each of us, what do you think the stereotype would be? And I will say, if you say me as the food guy because I'm a chubby man, I will come through this and tackle you.
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't going there, but
let's go. Okay, that's fine.
I'll start with Timmy down there. I would say, well, so you said you were a baseball guy, so you're definitely the guy who's got that baseball swing out there. You're slicing it. You're the slice guy.
Accurate.
For sure.
That's so funny.
Mike's got the bucket hat. He knows what's going on. I would say he's the guy he got the large gimme circle around the stick.
Also accurate.
I love this.
Brendan he's down in South Carolina. He knows what's up with the warm weather. I don't know. Maybe the guy who you're the practice guy. You bang balls at the range a lot.
Yes, that if you were gonna go practice swing guy, I was gonna be like, I do not take a practice swing actually before I hit the ball. I go up, I do a little wiggle, and then I just hit it. Like I don't do it anymore because I psych myself out. So I was about to be like, you got 2 out of 3, but you got 3 out of 3. So well done, sir. Well done.
That was well done on the fly. Good job. That's awesome stuff. I think I definitely got to take that gimme circle and run with it. That's good.
You should.
Guys, that's
Mikey's got the 5-foot gimme the extra circle. There's the circle of love, and then he's got the extended circle of love. So that's all that matters. Oh man. So
Hey,
a
there was-
couple of just sorry about that.
Timmy's got the biggest swing you can imagine. When he wants.
Enormous.
When
Oh my God.
when he's feeling great, when he's feeling his best, or when he's feeling his worst, that's when his swing's the best and the hardest. Like he's just out. I love it. I love it.
Tim's got the John Daly swing where literally at one point, if he wanted to, he could touch the ground with how far he takes his club back sometimes. Like it is
left
a
pocket.
and if he when he makes contact, where was the place in New Hampshire? Remember the New Hampshire place where it was just straight downhill? Literally, it was a par 4. I would say probably 390, right? And so you hit it over the hill and then you kind of wait for it to go down and it usually collects at 100-yard marker. Tim hit it through the fairway, over the green and into the woods. And they could not find his ball.
You got that recoil? Do you have the recoil after the swing?
If I like it.
Yeah.
Yes. If you nuke it, yes.
Yeah, they're being very nice. What they're telling you is the one shot in a million that I get in the fairway. The other ones are very errant left, right. We're going way out there. But obviously with the big backswing comes a lot of error. And then Mike is one of the better putters I've ever seen. But I like I do like the gimme circle, because if he doesn't make a putt, he just kind of slaps it at the hole and goes to the next one.
Yeah, I haven't even filmed that one. I'm just coming up with ideas.
That's on off the cuff.
That's off the cuff.
The gimme circle one was great, and that's
the gimme circle one's on.
I can't believe you did. I can't believe you haven't done that yet. That you just came with. But when you said earlier that you could just sit back at a country club and come up with 15, 20, 30 a day.
I'm guessing in your arsenal just from caddying, just seeing random guys. I love the arm one. That was perfect. I know so many guys like that. The practice swing one.
You got a grandma in the driver's seat on the caddy on the golf cart, because slow drivers, even on the highway.
That's a good idea right there. Yeah, I like that one. That's the worst. When I'll hop on the back of their carts if I'm caddying, get in between holes, and he has the pedal halfway down and we're crawling. I'm oh my gosh. And then he'll floor it and I'll almost fly off the back. It's that's annoying for sure.
Terrible.
Hey Mike, there was that video that you posted of, I'm not sure if it was you or your buddy. And he took the ball, he had a ball and tee in his hand, and he threw it down and it stuck in the ground, all landed on the tee, and he nuked one. It's just an absolute piss missile off into the fairway. How many times did that take? Behind the scene question right here.
So behind the scene answer.
Ball was glued.
So just remember, a magician never shares his secrets.
It was not glue. It was something sticky that. So I had this idea. We were just playing, and this was, I think it might have been 2 years ago, actually, at this point, or a year and a half ago. And I was like, imagine if someone just dropped the ball straight onto the ground and it just stayed there, and then they just hit it. And I was like, well, we don't have glue. I feel with the ground was soft. So I was like, if you dropped it and we had glue, it would work. But I'm we don't have glue. So what's out here on the golf course? And I'm tree sap. So we go over to the tree, right? And we are carving at this tree. We get this sticky stuff from the tree. We stick the ball to the tee, and we have a few that we made. And we're just trying to drop it. I have a deleted take that I dropped it, but it's slanted, and obviously it looks like it's stuck to something. But the one he did looks perfect. It looks crazy edited, so fake, but I promise you it was real for sure.
We came up with that on a whim. So
yeah.
So if you hold the ball, the tee above the ball, would the tree sap have held it connected to the tee? No way. It's that sticky.
Yeah, that stuff's really sticky. I know that from caddying, just in the trees a lot, because you don't keep it in the fairway. you hit.
Oh my God, you're a brilliant man.
You start touching the trees and stuff, and if that stuff gets on your hands, it's a problem.
So yeah, I've never had that thought of throwing a tee in the ground and having the ball stick. And I'm just curious if I'd have the thought of tree sap if I did have the first thought you had.
That's unbelievable. That's fantastic. Michael, I know you've been able to do a couple of like crossover series with a couple of the other pretty big TikTok guys. Our friends, our buddy Zach Moore, I saw a couple of the crossovers with him, which was awesome. What is either one TikToker that you have done it with, who you really enjoyed it, or someone that you would want to do it with in the future? Not on the PGA Tour, because we can't count that. We can't count it, but anyone else kind of within kind of the golf influence sphere, or like, just golf, social media that you would want to do something like that with.
Yeah, so I was actually going down to Florida, and Zach's from Orlando, and I was up in Jacksonville. He made the drive up. We filmed like some stuff, and that was really fun. He's a great guy. Funny enough, I don't know if you're familiar with hole-in-one trick shots on Instagram.
I am. That dude's a monster, Josh Kelly, right?
Yeah, so back home in New Jersey, he lives 5 minutes away from me. So funny connection is his brother-in-law is my caddy master. So there's some connection there. So I have his number. We're definitely gonna collab when I get back. And so that's gonna be super fun, really cool. But it's definitely gotta be like GM Golf and their crew. They're absolutely killing it. Like Good's just insane. It was pretty crazy because back in like 2018, when we started this account, I was like DMing with Garrett, GM Golf, when he had like 30,000 followers on Instagram, kind of in my boat actually. And I think he probably was around my age, because I think he's 21. So he might be 2-3 years older than me. And we were just like talking about like, oh, you should drive out to Kansas or like do something like a collab. And I'm like, look back at it. I'm like, what if like I just like got on a plane and like collabed with him, and like I see where they are now. I'm like, man, like, did I make a mistake? Like, no, that would definitely be a really cool thing to meet them. And yeah, they're killing it.
Oh yeah, man. Imagine living in the good house, just playing golf like, all day, every day. Good for them.
Yeah,
I did one video, and it wasn't even me who was putting. I forget who it was. Oh, it was to like that Emotional Damage song or whatever. And it was just guys like lipping it out. And literally the amount of people who just commented underneath at Grant Horvat, I was like, this poor kid misses one putt one time. And granted, it was a very, very makeable putt, like 3 feet, and lips it out. And these kids on TikTok are just ruining his life, just posting that. Oh man, it was so funny. But yeah, that'd be an unreal collab for anyone really, just being out there with those guys. Yeah. Tim would want to probably be Kyle Berkshire, I'm guessing, because you guys could both just absolutely whack the heck out of the ball with each other.
Mike, I asked this question to anyone that comes on the show, and pretty much everyone I talk to that is a golfer. Do you have any hole-in-ones? And if so, what hole, what club, where, yardage, give me the deets.
So I don't have any hole-in-ones, unfortunately. Closest I've come was I flew it in the hole, and then it flew out off the green. So that was unfortunate. But I've witnessed a hole-in-one. I was playing in a tournament. I was on the next tee box, and it was a par 3. The green was kind of right there, and the guy holed it. Someone I caddied for, good player. This man had 18 hole-in-ones, and he must have been like
what
in his mid 40s. I'm like, dude, like, and he was like, yeah, he just like said it like it was nothing. And like, I'm sure when he makes another hole-in-one, it's just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I've holed out from the fairway from like 140 like 3 times, I think, but not a hole-in-one.
That's insane. That dude needs to buy a lottery ticket. Like that. Honestly. That dude needs to buy a lottery. Like every lottery he would win. Yeah. Like you don't get. Jesus Christ, 18 holes. Like that's an entire round.
Was he a really good golfer?
He was like, I would say, yeah, he was good. He was probably like a 1 or 2. He was a solid player.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, even like +2, +3 guys don't even have that many holes in one.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Oh man. So before we do have one kind of cool golfer poll that we not Timmy came up with golfer polls, started that way back in the day on TikTok. Now, what, 2020, Tim? The originals?
It was COVID. Yeah, it was COVID.
Yeah. So we always start that one, but I just kind of want to do some like rapid fire fun questions too. And guys, please jump in if you have any for Michael as well. So number one, first one is always Tiger and Phil or Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus.
Are we talking like match or like just people?
No context.
No context. No. You got to match. You have one match. You got to match. You got to choose between, Tiger and Phil, Arnie and Jack. Who you got?
To play with them, just pure joy of being around them.
Yeah. Playing one match. Who are you playing against?
It's got to be Tiger, Phil. Like it has to be. And weird story with Tiger. Like one of the guys I caddied for is like his boss is Tiger's agent. So like he actually. So you remember the match? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning down in Florida at Seminole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was the tournament director. He was the guy on like the TV, like doing it.
That's so cool.
I caddied for him, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, got to be Tiger for sure on that question.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Tiger Phil.
Correct answer. Correct answer.
Phil can stay home, Brendan.
Phil can go anywhere he wants. Leave Phil out. We need one. Lefties get one. That's all we have, and it's Phil. Nike or Nike apparel for golf or any other apparel for golf?
Any other apparel.
Yes. Correct answer. The correct always answer is Adidas. But anyways, besides that, I have a war between Nike Golf. They do not treat our fellow big fellows like me well. Very, 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 very tight.
What's your favorite brand? What do we got?
I mean, I think I don't own like any of their stuff, but like Peter Millar stuff's super clean. Like I just like the clean look. I like Adidas also. They make good stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Under Armour. Now I was like a big Jordan Spieth fan, like growing up as like a 15-year-old. I bought like a ton of Under Armour shirts. I got the Under Armour shoes that were way too big for me, and I still bought them. But not a fan. But yeah, I mean, I like just the clean look.
Yeah, definitely. I mean the Jay Lindbergh company too out in Europe. I really like their stuff, but I don't have $150 a pop for their polos. So unfortunately,
exactly.
If I was Victor Hovland, I'd love it. But yeah, no chance. I'm gonna get those guys. Favorite out of the 4 majors?
Masters. I'd love to.
There we go. And then rank the other 3 after the first.
US Open. Then it goes the Open and then PGA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got the US and the British ones little mixed on there, but that's okay.
It depends where they play, the British. If it's like at St. Andrews like it is this year, like that's on top of that for sure.
Yeah.
Brendan,
I mean that's rivaling Augusta this year. So that's one of those ones where if it's at St. Andrews, it's a great event.
Yeah.
The Open's your favorite, right, Brendan?
It is. Very sneaky.
Over.
I have a very, very high ball flight, so I would play terribly in any type of links play. Like I cannot keep the ball on the ground to save my life. So it's very strange why I like the Open so much. I say that on numerous podcasts I've said that, but yeah, it is definitely my favorite. Final. Mike. Oh, sorry. Go for it, bud.
I got one the golfer poll question that I wanted to ask him. We know our answers. This is like an example of one. So if you could have any hole as your backyard, any hole in golf, whether it be number 16 at this course or number 10 at this course, any hole in golf, current course, past course, whatever, as your backyard, and that comes with the scenery around it and water around it, whatever, what hole would you make as your backyard?
I mean, it's got to be 12 at Augusta. Like, If I looked at out of my backyard, like, and it was just Augusta, like that's just crazy. Or what is it, 6 at Pebble?
Take said Pebble. That's what I said. That was my answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. No, mine was none of the above. Mine's 18 at Harbor Town because one, I live like a mile and a half away from it, and two, you can't. It's lit. You literally cannot miss the fairway because it's the biggest fairway in golf. So, hey, if I'm on the 18th hole, I want to hit it in the fairway. Just give me one. So that's why I take that one, and it's got a great little scenery too.
Timmy, what did you say?
I said 18 Pebble.
18 at Pebble, yes.
Yeah.
I can.
Hey, par 5.
Gotta be a par 5, so you can make it a par 4 or a par 3. But Golden Bell, you can't beat Golden Bell. So I like that pick too. I like that pick that you picked, Mike.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, we do have kind of a set. So that was a very nice little sample golfer poll. Tim, I don't know if you want to run with another one, or we can go ahead and call it at that one, or if you got one more, we'd love to hear it too.
All right, we'll do. This will be the last one.
Timmy with his Nike golf on.
I
was about to say Nike's not durable. Like, it's not really that durable. It's expensive.
No, it goes through.
Like, we're not the pros. We don't get one outfit a day. Like, we gotta make shit last.
That's right. I'm still a sucker though. See that swoosh and.
Oh, yeah,
all right, so you're Mike. You are stranded on an island. You're stranded on an island. You have unlimited golf balls. Whatever ball you play, you have unlimited golf balls, but you can only bring one club.
Oh no!
Which club are you bringing? And you're going to be there for.
What do you say?
Driver.
Driver.
Yeah.
Brendan said putter too.
I said putter.
Driver.
Driver's the only answer there.
No, it's not. Okay, you come back, you're making 30 footers on the reg. It's the most amazing thing.
You can make it with 2 sticks.
Hard disagree. Hard disagree on all of that.
You can't make a club that pounds it out. What else are you going to do on a stranded island? You're just going to pound golf balls into the ocean and maybe.
Or you can pound golf balls into the cup from 40 feet away. And then when you get back, you could basically be a tour player, Michael.
You're not going to get back because you're going to be dead because you weren't catching fish with your driver. You could throw some line on there, a little worm hanging on the bottom of the ball. And then I don't know. It's just, Timmy, that wasn't where we were headed.
To be fair, it only took us 50 minutes to go off the rails. We're usually off the rails within the first 20. So that's.
You say driver too, Timmy?
I think I said 3 iron. Or 3 wood or something.
I would miss having an iron, like a 7 iron.
Yeah. You could like skip some across the water too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hit a stinger with a 2. I mean, not even God can hit a 1 iron, so we don't have to worry about that one. But nice little stingers all day with a nice little 3 iron or a 4 iron. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
It'd be better though.
What's in the bag, Mike?
Thinking putts.
So I got a 2 iron in the bag. Yeah, I got the Titleist U500 2 iron in the bag. Got the Sim driver 3 wood. I have a couple Scotties at home, but I got the Spider, TaylorMade Spider, which I really like. I got AP2 irons, so I definitely need some new irons. They're a little old. I probably had them for like 4 or 5 years. And I have SM7 wedges. Those things barely have grooves left on them. So yeah,
definitely feel you on that side. I go my 56 degree wedge is literally 10 years old, and I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to switch it out. It's an old Cleveland, and it hits like it's still my best club in my bag. So I'm like, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
You develop an affection for those clubs. I got my 52 degree. It's absolutely beat, but it's beautiful to me.
Awesome. Well, Michael, we really, really do appreciate you coming on tonight, man. Thank you very much. Tell everyone where they can find you. I know we pretty much already did, but tell them again. Give them another round of it.
Yeah. So that golf grind, all one word, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Definitely going to start pumping out more YouTube stuff in the near future. but I post every day on TikTok and Instagram, so you can find me there.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Michael. We really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Thanks.